Alright, today we're looking at an overhead 7018 T-fillet joint. This is the weld that makes a lot of people panic. You get sparks in your face, a puddle that wants to fall out, and slag everywhere. But once you get it right, you'll feel unstoppable. Overhead stick is used in fabrication and structural work. This is where the hobby welding ends and the serious welding begins. In this video, we'll show you the angles, arc length and technique that keep the puddle tight, control the heat, and stop that slag dropping on your lap. If you use a clean prep, the right amps, and keep a tight arc, overhead welding becomes way easier than you think. So stick around, we're going to show you how it's done. So for this first run, we're using 3.25 E7018 welding rods. We're holding about a 30-degree drag angle and focusing the arc and controlling the weld pool throughout. The goal here is to push the fillet into the top side more than the bottom side of the plate, because gravity is definitely not on our side when overhead welding. It's always trying to make your weld sag. We're also keeping our travel speed steady, making short, controlled movements and watching the puddle closely so it doesn't drop. Consistency is key. Too fast and the weld will thin out, too slow and it will build up and sag. You'll notice by keeping the arc tight and the rod tip slightly ahead of the puddle, we're keeping the flux at the back of the pool, as this really helps us control where the metal goes, which allows us to defy gravity and keep a smooth, flat, uniform run. So if we've done this correctly, we should have a flat, even welding profile that's fully fused into both plates, sitting at a 45-degree angle in the corner of the joint. So after removing the slag, we're ready for our second run. We're still using 105 amps, and for this pass we've adjusted our rod angle to about 85 degrees, as we now need to fuse halfway into the previous run, while also making sure the bottom of the run is fully fused into the plate, all while still fighting gravity. Getting your angles right and run positioning is crucial, especially when running multiple passes. Incorrect angles can be catastrophic, leading to poor fusion, undercut or even weld failure. Keeping a steady rod angle and controlled travel speed ensures each pass builds up cleanly and consistently into the correct place. With that run complete and the slag removed, you can see the bead is consistent and straight, well, mostly straight. Running evenly across the plate, this shows that our angle, control, travel speed and filler placement are holding up well, even in the overhead position. So off to our third and final run of this joint. We've sharpened our angle even more to focus our rod onto the top plate, counteracting that troublemaker called gravity, while still maintaining fusion into our second run. The aim of this pass is to complete our 45-degree weld profile across both runs, ensuring the fillet is correct in terms of leg length and throat size. As you can see, we've got plenty of room to lay this run into. It's not too tight thanks to how the previous pass was positioned. If the last run had been too high, the gap would have been extremely tight. That would be difficult to burn out when adding the third pass. This is why run positioning is important. A good rule of thumb is, if you can comfortably get the rod in there, you won't trap yourself later. Alright, as we're coming to the end of our overhead fillet tutorial, we have kept a tight arc, controlled our travel speed and made sure our filler placement stayed consistent throughout, even though gravity was trying to pull us down. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe, and drop us a comment with any stick welding issues you've encountered. We might cover them in a future video. As always, thanks for watching, and if you want to see how E6013 rods behave in the overhead position, stick around. That video is on screen now. Let's go check it out.